If I knew, I would have flipped the switch a long time ago. Maybe it's the weather heating up. I don't know. It's not raining on us. All of a sudden, I think we're swinging the bats like we're capable of, and you're getting contributions up and down the lineup. Some big hits early in the game, some big hits late in the game. They did a nice job.
What did you think of the job that Ackley did stepping in for Teixeira?
He did a good job. He made the plays and had an RBI early and had a big RBI late. Good approach at the plate, so he did a nice job.
Miller had been so good for you all season long. I have to imagine you feel pretty confident when you get into that situation, putting him in there.
You do. Cain had a huge night. He had 5 or 6 RBIs and 3 home runs, and he hurt us tonight. And, he just got a slider. I think it was out over the plate and hit it out. But I always feel good when Andrew's in.
What do you think made Cain such a tough at-bat overall?
He's a good player. He's a really good player. We left some breaking balls up to him, and he hit them hard.
Who else? George.
Joe, you've been around here for a lot of closers. Why do you think this crowd connects so quickly with this guy?
Because of his velocity. It's been well advertised how hard he throws, and I think people are excited about it.
Chad.
Joe, most of the bottom of your order came into this game hitting 150, 200. How much of a difference is that going to make if you can start getting the kind of contribution you got tonight?
Well, we were able to do it early on in the season, and we scored runs, and we scored a lot of runs. We scored them in bunches. So I think when you get those guys going too, that's what happens. You have big outputs.
Dan.
Joe, is it just a coincidence that the first time Andrew gives up a run, it's in this situation?
It's hard to say. I think it is, but everyone's going to look at that. He seemed to settle down, and he had 3 strikeouts tonight and did a good job. But like I said, I feel good wherever I put him.
Right next to you, Dan. Dave.
I guess, just to elaborate on that, Joe. I mean, when you move into a different role, do guys just kind of mindset? Can it switch? Not to say there was a lack of focus, but maybe you just do things.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a different mindset. I think it is, and I think you have to prepare yourself for it. He's done it before, and he's really experienced in this situation, so I feel good about that. But, he gave up a run. He's human, too.
T.
So what do you see from Tanaka today? And then you're going to think like 8 innings?
Yeah, well, he gave us 7 innings, and he kept his pitch count down. I thought the difference tonight was, we talked about how consistent his stuff had been. He didn't have a good slider tonight. So I will not make that mistake before his next start, talking about how consistent his stuff was. And I thought that was the real difference. He didn't have his slider tonight.
Ron, front row.
From where you were with the start, is getting back to 500 sort of the first immediate goal?
Yeah, I think that's your first step. But more than that, I think it's winning series that's important. And if you win series, that will all take care of itself.
Mark.
Joe, given a couple of things tonight, Tanaka not having a very good night, Miller giving up a lead, does this feel like a game that you wouldn't have won a month ago or even a week ago?
Yeah, I think you could look at that. We were struggling scoring runs, 8, 9 days ago. And all of a sudden, our bats have started to come alive a little bit. And it very well so could have been a game that we wouldn't have won.
Has that the last few days and scoring some runs given you guys a different feeling in that dugout when the game does get later, where maybe a week or 2 weeks ago the comeback wouldn't have felt likely?
Yeah, I think guys feel better about themselves. That's the bottom line. No one likes to go 0 for 3, 0 for 4, and leave runners on base. So I think guys feel better about themselves, and it's probably a more positive vibe.
Andrew, to your left.
I'd figure you wouldn't have Chapman tomorrow, but you'd have Miller and Betances.
Yeah, I'll have to see. Yeah.
As a manager, what does that mean when you don't have Chapman, but then you got 2 other guys?
Well, that's the luxury of this. So, if you can have 2 of the 3 guys every night, you feel pretty good about those last 2 innings. So give us a lead going into the 8th inning, and you feel really good.